Hey, welcome back, my friends, to part 2 of the very condensed Digital Product Profits Secrets course. This particular lesson is going to be really powerful because this is the one area that I think most people wrestle with, are the most uncertain about. And if you really admitted it, it's the part that keeps people from getting started and from jumping in to creating their own digital product, because they have so much uncertainty about this. And that's finding your niche, finding your market, finding your topic, whatever you want to call it. What is the market you're going to go after, and what is the topic that you're going to develop your course, your ebook, your digital product around? And I deal with people all the time in our course over at 30dayproductprofitsecrets.com that are just so confused by this. So here's the formula. I'm going to give it to you right now. The winning formula for every single highly paid, high profit digital product creator out there that I've ever met, ever worked with, and ever helped build their business, including our own. And that is, there is an intersection of a passion or an interest that you have as a digital product creator with a known desire in the part of the customer, the market, and where there is commercial proof that they're willing to spend money on that particular market. Those three things, the intersection of those three things, give you an almost 100% chance of success when you match those up with a given market and a given topic. So yes, passion and purpose is important. A lot of people get this wrong. They think that, hey, I can chase after. It's just more important that I find a market where I've got active, eager buyers, and I'm going to chase after that. Well, you can do that. The challenge with it is, how do you reach them in a meaningful way, in a credible way, when you are not as passionate about what they are as they are, right? And people can read it. And this is where I've seen many marketers fall into this trap, where they go into a market, either with their own product or someone else's, by the way, and they try and convince people that they're doing it for the right reasons, that they're as interested in solving that customer's problem as the customer is. And I can tell you 100% of the time, it just doesn't translate if you're not. If you aren't as passionate and as interested in helping that customer with a specific problem in a given market as they want the solution, then you're going to fail. Now, the second really important piece is, look, this takes time. It takes building. What we're talking about here is not just one dump and run product for $27 or $47. We're talking about building up a client base based on an initial product with follow-on back-end products that you can turn into an enterprise that you can scale as big as you want. That takes months and it takes years. Now, it doesn't take months and years to start making money, but certainly it takes months and years to scale up to something as big and as exciting as you want it to. And that means you needed to be in this for the longer term, or the medium to long term, to build something of value, to build an enterprise, to build something that scales, to build something that you can hand down to your family, or that you can exit and actually retire with. And that's what's really important about entering a market that you're passionate or interested with, because you need to stick with it. And people who aren't passionate don't stick with markets. Let's talk about desire in the market. So a lot of people get this wrong too, is they project, especially people who have an expertise in a certain area, that come to, let's say, a personal coach who's done personal training in a gym for 10 years. I had a client like this, where they came to us and said, look, I know what my clients need, and I want to just package it, and I don't want to have to go to the gym every day. I want to go global with it, and I want to help a lot of people with this plan. Now, the mistake they made, and we cut it off at the chase really early, was that instead of thinking back to where they started and dealing with intro level customers and where what they were looking for, they projected forward to clients that they have had for a decade and wanted to start there. Well, that's not where they started. That's not the desires and the motivations of that customer when they first got them 10 years ago are very different than what they wanted 10 years into a personal training sort of program. So they tend to project what they know a customer needs at a given point in time over and above what that customer thinks they need. And that's why desire for a digital product creator can often seem irrational or obsessive or even unreachable, because what they want in the beginning can be irrational. It can be something that is going to be very tough for them to do, but you need to walk that path with them from the point at where they are starting, right? And so that's what desire is all about, is what is the desire in your prospect's mind today, so you can bring them down the path to getting them the best possible outcome. So the third piece is, of course, commercial demand. And here you need to study what's selling, and why it's selling is even more important than what is selling. The what is just so that you can identify, the main pieces of content. So that could be books on Amazon. It could be courses on different platforms. It could be looking at the top coaching programs, the top speaking programs, and understanding why they're in such high demand. What is it that people are looking for in terms of an outcome, and the motivation, the emotional motivation to get there will tell. That is what you're looking for. And that's how you reverse engineer the commercial viability of a market. Okay, so those are the three things you need to be able to pick your niche market. So how do you pick the market and topic? Step one, deciding on an idea. Start with 2 to 3 market concepts. Come up with 2 or 3 that you think you might be able to address today. Look into those markets. Look at what is selling. Look at how people are talking. Look at discussion forums. Look at comments against Amazon products. Look at influencers in that area. Look at social media accounts that around that topic. What do they passionately and irrationally desire today? And again, remember, it could be irrational. It could be obsessive. It could be things that that they can't get, but you need to understand what's the picture in their mind of the desired outcome. And so they're never going to tell. This isn't as simple as surveying people, because people will lie, or people don't even know emotionally. They're not in touch with their emotions enough, but they will exhibit patterns of behavior on these forums, on these social sites, in the form of comments. In their behavior, if you look at their behavior, you'll be able to assess better at what the underlying emotions they're expressing, the frustrations and the desires that they're exposing. So that's what you want to do. So you need to start going into those markets and pulling out what you think is the biggest desire. Step 2, will you have enough interest and passion for that? This is something you have to be introspective with. You have to be self-aware enough. Look inside yourself and say, if I have to serve and live and breathe this market, develop all kinds of content, develop ads, spend time with these customers, getting to the root of their problem, coaching them, in discussions with them, customer support, every aspect of the business. If I have to do that for the next 2 years plus, is this something I'm willing to do? If you get on the right topic, it's something that you're willing not to do in most cases, right? People navigate towards these areas. But ask yourself that question. Passion and interest will drive you, give you that extra edge you need to communicate and to stick with a particular market. If not, move on. There's many, many markets. Don't be afraid of walking away from a market where you're just not enthralled with. Maybe you'll come back to it, at some point in time. But right now, it's just not. It's gut check time, and you need to find something that you're interested and passionate enough to stick with and make a real force on the marketplace in the beginning. And step 3, is there proof your market will spend long term? Do they have the money to spend? Is this a wealthy senior, or is this an out of work student that has no money? Make sure it's a trend and not a fad. We see this in the health and wellness space all the time. South Beach diet, remember that 10 years or 12 years ago? Now it's gone on to keto and other, if you created products around South Beach diet, nobody wants it anymore. It's not in demand. So just do that sort of check and balance. Is this something I think is going to be here in 5 years, or is this a fad? You really want to tap into trends and not fads. And then just because they have the desire and the money doesn't mean they'll buy the information or the training. They may favor a service or a product, right? So if you're in the yoga space, for example, there's a ton more yoga product that you could move through a Shopify or an Amazon store than maybe yoga information. right? I mean, not to say that yoga information doesn't sell, but there's a lot more opportunity in the product side. The other example I list on here is resume writing. I can't tell you how many digital products I've worked with over the years that thought it'd be great to write how-to courses on how to design resumes, et cetera, things like that. In the end, most people that are passionately want a great resume are either going to go find a template or they're going to go hire somebody to do it for them. They don't want to be taught necessarily how to. Right? So very little resume writing product information training courses that sell out there. It's either they'll go get the free information in the templates or they'll go and have someone else do it for them. So look for evidence of, is there books on Amazon that are selling well? Are there numerous titles? Are there ebooks on ClickBank and other ebook directories? Are there, courses? Are there seminars, boot camps? All that kind of stuff will give you a sense that there's actual commercial viability to the market. And then make sure they're reachable. Are they reachable online, offline? Take a look at social media accounts. Are there social media accounts that focus on these topics? Are there blogs that focus on this? Are there places, are there websites and content areas? Maybe it's Pinterest through images. Maybe it's Instagram. Maybe, you have to understand the channel at which you're going to reach your audience, whether that is organic or paid. Usually there's both options. Like on all the social platforms, you can do organic content until you're blue in the face. If you have an audience, you will build an audience. You will gain traction eventually. It takes a little bit longer, but you can go the ad route. So look both organic and paid. But you need an avenue to reach your audience. Do you have customer channels? Are there potential partners with established relationships? Are there influencers or partners or bloggers that you can actually, or social media accounts where you can either pay them or pay them either as an affiliate, pay them a finder's fee, pay them an advertising fee to be able to reach? Do they sell other products? Like, do you see them pitching other products, right? So that they're open to that kind of thing. Are they astute marketers? Do they have a marketing side? Or are they just kind of artistic and content oriented? And are they professional, active, credible? You can reach out to these people. You can give them review versions of your product. You can discuss the product strategy with them. All that kind of stuff is great upfront work that you can do. All I would say here is don't fret about this. Don't spend weeks and weeks doing this. This should be a few day investigation, right? You want to move through this as quick as possible so you can get onto the creation. Once you've done all that, then you need to identify the gaps. So when you look at what the demand is, what the desire is, look at the frustrations. What are people not finding? The other way to do this is go and see what are the products that are selling. Go and look at a few of the books. What is either just touched on or not covered at all that you think is important about that topic that would help them reach the outcome? So it could be that the method is too thin, that people just, the books that people are reading, you just give them information, but there is no step-by-step method. So you can create that. There might be a critical step that is just either underserved or not served at all that is going to be part of the process. You can blow that up and make it the focus of your approach to the market. It could be the application of information that you make your differentiation. It could be that the information is too complicated. There's a lot of, I read a book on happiness, for example, that was a great scientific book, covered all kinds of great bibliography, covered all these studies, these science studies, but man, it was tough reading. And I saw the comments on Amazon, 3/4 of the people loved the book, but they just found it was too hard to read and they weren't getting the ultimate conclusions. Well, that's your chance to step up and simplify it and come at it slightly in a different way. Don't copy it, but do a little bit of research, package it in a more simplified, usable format, and you'll have a killer product because that book is selling like crazy, but people are frustrated by it. Link to a new trend, a new study, a new way, a new approach. Make it testable. Make your system a 4-step system, a 5-step system, a 5-part series that can be tested so that people can make progress that can be tested. And if you can do that, then you've got a great way to capture testimonials and actual use of your product, which will go a long way to building your credibility and sale of future products. So come up with your digital product 30-second position statement based on what we've done here. Now that you have an irrational desire, a picture of your customer, a gap in the existing information, and a way to improve on that, your differentiator, your way of your identification of the gap and something you're going to do different, you can create your digital product statement. Here's how you do it. My digital product marketing business will, now insert the desire that you have found in that given marketplace. 4, insert your customer profile. This is for this group of customers, middle-aged women or young men or, insecure people, etc. Put your profile, customer profile in there. And this is where you put your differentiator, by this method of improving the gap. And that could be by simplifying the process, by giving a step-by-step formula that they can follow, by a never before explored method, right? This would be this gap resulting in, and then you paint a picture of where that customer will be when they realize their desired outcome, the new life, the new feeling of confidence, the lack of stress, the reward of being a great parent. All that kind of stuff is the actual result. And this statement is what you want to spend a day or two on filling in and getting right for the given market that you want to choose. So for an example, this is just one example I threw together really quickly. My digital product business helps unsure, insecure parents turn their kids into strong achievers by applying the simple 5-step Reinforce program. And this is just a label. And I urge you to do this. If you've got a step-by-step system, label it. Come up with a technology for it. It's yours. This one's called Reinforce program, resulting in super confident, motivated, high-achieving, mystifying, and impressing their friends and relatives. So the outcome is they're going to feel much better about their kids. They're going to be more confident. And they're going to have their friends and relatives really look favorably on how you've raised your kids. And that's a great example of painting a picture of a desired outcome. Okay, so what is yours? You can go over to this Facebook post and post it. You can reply to the email, get it to us so we can take a look at it. We don't mind taking a look at this, and we can help you refine it as part of this program. Okay, if you find this valuable, so you're going to find all of this and much, much more over 30dayproductprofit.com. 30dayproductprofit.com is an 8-hour course, a video program that we take you through A to Z of getting everything from understanding why products sell, which products sell, how you would put that product out, how you would design it, how you would design a portfolio of products, how you would use your strengths to be able to outline that product and potentially develop it or outsource it. And then we talk about how to launch it and how advanced techniques will allow you to market it and get attention and build an army of people to your products. It's a 45-day program. It's been designed as a 45-day program. You can go through it in a week if you want, but it does have exercises. It does have things that you need to follow along. It's what makes it effective. This has been taken by thousands of people. It's launched hundreds of people's digital product businesses. Very effective course. I think you'll find it very useful. It's reasonably priced. It's something that we put together simply because we couldn't scale in trying to help people one-on-one or even in group coaching programs. We just couldn't help the number of people that we had coming to us. Has all kinds of example case studies, has mentorship forum where you can ask questions of me and the team. Well worth its value if you have any inkling that you want to turn knowledge into money. This site will help you and this program will help you. It's 30dayproductprofit.com. Hope to see you over there. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about how to get your product to market in the various formats. So I think you'll find that very useful. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.